two company, Visual. It started with Visual, the company, and they started this about 4.5 years ago. Singapore-based company. The founder is Singaporean, but he spent almost 20 years in China. Okay, came back for a while, but because of COVID, he was locked down. I have to thank COVID for that. Otherwise, we'll be in China. So since then, he has started the digital print capability 4.5 years ago. Then this camera technology, actually it was meant to develop complement about 2 years ago. So this is relatively new compared to this, but it has evolved in such a way that it is becoming a complementary features of our solution that no one has yet at the moment. That's why we are quite fortunate when we share this with many parts of the world, especially in Middle East. We were just fascinated that we have this capability that literally we can map any part of the world, which we did. We just finished completing Iran, North Korea, Shanghai is a paid project, and literally Singapore. Right? We transformed Singapore, I was sharing with the team, from 2D to 3D within 2 weeks. And it takes years if you want to fly drones, if you want to fly aeroplane, right? But of course, the difference is that the level of detail currently, depending on your satellite, is about 30 cm. But with more and more low orbit satellite being launched, we are very confident by early next year we can go sub-10 in terms of level of accuracy. Of course, drones will give you millimeter and centimeter accuracy, right? Because you fly, it's about that. But the challenge with drone, which happened to many of those people, the moment you scan one area, we can't orbit it. Because in Singapore, especially, but it evolved, changed significantly. So that's the advantage between our technology in comparison to drones and plane. We can literally give you the latest status update of your country, of your city by buying satellite. We don't own any satellite, we buy commercial satellite. Depending on how is so-called your level of accuracy you want. So the lower the satellite orbit, the more slightly expensive, but it's still cheaper. It takes Singapore 15-20 years to do mapping, and it's still incomplete because things change very fast. That's digital twin. Of course, cameras is also from Singapore. This is pretty much on the Gen 1, the first of this kind of 360. Okay, second generation. Third one, and this is the fourth one, which I'll give you on the pictures. The exciting part, this one will be AI, and not only AI, HAI, but it has AI enabled night vision capability. You don't need to do anything else. Okay, so this is where I give you a panoramic 720 degrees. The exciting part is not about the camera. Our AI and servers. We don't use GPU, we develop our own analytics capability. We don't use large vision model, large language model, we develop our own small vision model. So that's the proprietary technology. Quick snapshot, this is our team, pretty much. I guess the chairman is Abu Bakar of Visual, Bob, the vice chair of NASDAQ, is our strict advisor. Jonathan used to run the Rolls-Royce in Singapore. He's pretty much my chairman, but in a board. He's the founder, John B. He's the guy. Myself, John B. is former Merrill Lynch. He's our chief commercial officer. Chief operating chief financial officer. Yao Kun, especially. Tristan used to be from police. Sharin used to run the Singapore Post, and the rest. Raymond used to be in the Masjid, the investment of Singapore. He's our current chief strategy advisor, and the rest. Pretty much, we're fortunate that they're willing to join our board. Okay, pretty much as I say, we transform 2D into a 3D world. So technically, like for example, when I say we scan object indoor and outdoor, this is one example.
We tied up with a 3D printing company. So from scanning using a handphone, we can actually issue the object out to the printer, and this is the result of the printing.
We don't do the printing.
Right.
We partner with a printing company. Pretty much we supply images that we scan. So this is becoming another commercial arm on its own. Right, so what we did is actually we just download the apps from the App Store, and using the app we scan object. So I integrated, or rather we integrated this when we scan an object into. Can we
export it?
Yeah, I didn't want to make the wrong guess. But I was like, he looks familiar.
Yeah. So it's a whole complete suite. It attracts a lot of interest for education institution because it can transform into a library. It can use for many possibilities. And media company also, because as I said, it basically can use for AR, VR kind of capability. And what we did is also using that image, I will share with you. The last time we have a new product called World Builder. We have not shared it yet. Literally what we can do, we can cut and paste anything, any object that we scan into your virtual room. You want to create a situation scenario like flattened factory on fire, vehicular object, right? You just cut and paste. So that's the other platform. Okay, this is pretty much just one flow. Okay, this is basically our MIT AI technology. Okay, this is pretty much the whole sequence. As I said, I just run through quickly. Pretty much this is how we model. Satellite, get the images, bring it into our servers, AI servers. Is basically go through 6 stages to transform flat into 3D. And this is okay, this is the traditional and this is what we're doing. This is the whole process. And on the ground, this is what we did. Very simple. I'm not sure whether you're familiar with LiDAR. That's the traditional way of scanning the ground. And indoor, right? It's very bulky or expensive. We just use commercially available 360 Insta or digital. Scan the entire area on the ground or indoor. The magic is actually in the AI server. We transform it. Now with the 8K capability, the sharper you become. It's all about vision. So we can literally transform digital twin capability from months to days, even to hours. You know, like this whole office, it just gives us about an hour. We scan and transform into a 3D. Yeah.
So this one compared to what I used to pay, cost a lot and take a long time.
I was going to ask, like, roughly how long, like, what's the comparison? Weeks as opposed to hours,
You're
days?
talking about which comparison?
For the traditional mode, using the satellite, it can take months.
Right.
And then for the one building, it's typically also taking many weeks plus months to actually do the map.
Because you have to go rooms by room, place by
With
place. That's
Yeah.
right. And if just imagine if your building is 10, 20 stories,
Exactly.
right? For us, it's basically what we did is we deploy people concurrently with 2 or 3, and you scan.
So ours shrink it to for this area maybe 1 hour we are able to actually scan and then process it into photorealistic 3D model.
To give you a geographical job, we are doing Dubai Silicon Oasis, 7 square kilometer. My guys spend walking and on vehicular 2 days just to scan. And that's 7 square kilometers. That's how fast it can be. Yeah. So The more complex or the bigger it is, we just deploy multiple cameras and the beauty is that the AI will stitch it together. Just like the satellite. Okay, I will run through a bit. The satellite, technically, we will buy multiple satellites of an area because each satellite covers different angle. Right? So what they will do, the AI will do the processing, stitching, cleaning, the shadows, all those things to make sure that it's a building rather than otherwise. So that's the beauty of the AI. Okay, this is how it is. You just need to walk, you scan, initially on the right, this is what it will happen. That's why I was sharing with the team. Technically, we can scan F1, for example, within a day. You know, as long as there's no prohibition. Technically, in public area, nobody can stop us. Just like tourists, right?
You mentioned North Korea earlier, and I was just curious in terms of the permissions.
No permission is required.
Right.
Why should we get permission? Because it's satellite available.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So as long as we can buy satellite, which is available around the world, we're happy. Just like, I'll show you an example. Okay, this is the whole process. Everything. I'll just give you an essence quickly. This is the product I told you that we can scan object using our apps. Scan it within 10-15 seconds. You get the object scan and feed it into our AI. It will transform object into 3D. So technically, we can scan anything: vehicular, vessels, you name it, building. And this is how it is. This is a camera again. As I said, this is the first 360 AI enabled. At the edge of this camera, this is AI enabled. They stitch the vision from 360 to 720. Okay, without any gaps. Okay, this is how it looks like. Because each side of the lens is 190, but each AI stitch it in such a way that you see this seamless up and down, no blind spot. And what does it mean? It means that I can reduce your camera by almost 75%. Or I can use one because it covers. That would translate into many values. Okay, this is a traditional Chinese camera. I think you guys are all very familiar. It's dominated by Chinese Dahua and Heat vision. We pretty much disrupted. We disrupt the traditional way of doing digital print. We disrupt the traditional way of using cameras. This is typical cameras, right? And we introduce 360 each enabled AI that will reduce significantly in terms of carbon footprint, in terms of any wastage, because we reduce the number. This is an example. You see how standard IP camera, this is traditional camera. They require 41, we only deploy 12. It's currently an ongoing project locally in 2 local buildings. In their lobby, because it's highly protected, in their lobby they have 5 cameras. Every single corner, depending on FOV, field of view, right? They wanted to capture. We replace it one. Just at the lobby. You know, that's the delta. That means to say I reduce cabling, I reduce switches, manpower, and carbon footprint, and wastage. That's the delta in terms of camera deployment. But the beauty of this is the new one that I'm seeing, going to be delivered by end of the month or early next month. 8K, they have storage capability inside here. Okay, and night vision capability using AI. This The third generation is infrared night vision. Okay, this is the Pro version. Maybe for the ladies to share that our French partner called this Louis Vuitton camera. Okay, it's IP rated, tested in Saudi desert environment, and this is the plastic version. Same, everything the same except it's plastic. Of course, it's much cheaper in terms of pricing. Okay, still this is our Gen all the way. We will not stop there because we're going to compress all this into a flatter 360 camera that can be mounted on the drones and on the docks, rubber docks. Okay, on the vehicles. Okay. I think another exciting part about our camera technology is actually the heart of this, the VMS. This is where the magic, the AI magic is done. Okay, we pretty much develop and improve the capacity significantly compared to the traditional Chinese way of doing things. This is not AI. Okay, reduce in terms of sizing, reduce in terms of costing, reduce in terms of application. So this is the brain of our camera technology. Okay, in Saudi school that we mount 30 over camera and using one of this. But if you have one more analytics at each of the camera, require more processing power, we just need to stack. So that's reduce the need to have a big GPU server. This is what I'm saying. We are now in the process of compressing to be part of the dock. It's not so much, we don't produce stocks. Our magic is actually in the camera and in the server. Okay. This is an example, okay, where attracts a lot of interest for many industry, from public safety security, construction company, event company, manufacturing. We know why? Because technically I can deploy it where are the current blind spot without the need to run cable. If you need to do it on certain ad hoc basis, because this is battery powered, AI brain is inside here, the 360 here, and it transmits through 5G. You can receive real time. Okay.
In the future, when G4 is out, streaming.
You want to show? Come. Okay, come. Since you are here, show show you how it is being done.
Currently it's live on YouTube.
So we can leave the box.
It's like 7:20.
Dr. Yen, you're going for lunch. Okay, alright, I thought if you're here, I will introduce you to.
It's really interesting.
Sorry.
Hello.
Let me introduce you to my colleague here, Dr. Yan. He's helping us in actually. Why don't you share with you?
Hello, sir. Ready? So I have been here with in Singapore for a couple of years with NTU, NUS, ETH in the Create Tower. My background was in simulations. Probably you have heard about the Cooling Singapore project with NRF. And I came to this here to help with, since we are creating digital twins from satellite images.